What's up everyone, the Autistic Scyther here, and this is part 2 of Top 10 Favorite Anime. Of course, for anyone that wants to see the first part, it is already up, and a lot of other things, including the fear that is the Texas Senate Bill 50, which, yeah, still pretty scary. But either way, if you want to see part 1 right there, then I suggest you watch that one on the channel and then come back for part 2. And this is going to be pretty interesting. So without further ado, let's get back into it. Moving on next at number 5, we have Hunter x Hunter. Or Hunter x Hunter, as some people will call it. I'm just gonna call it Hunter x Hunter. Or Hunter x Hunter. And honestly, this is one of the few that, honestly, I have to say, I really enjoy this. Keep in mind, this is the 2011 version of this, because I didn't even know this existed back in the 90s. But either way, I kind of like the 2011 version because, honestly, it's one of those few anime that I saw the most of. And I got so... And this was way back when we got the, I guess I'd say the cable package back up and running. I got back into watching Toonami around this time. And as such... yeah, that's when I got into anime full time, just full stop. And it's quite obvious that one of the first anime that I've seen was Hunter x Hunter. And in fairness, this is one of the best I've seen, bar none. In fact, it's the longest I've seen in a full... since I always end up watching it almost at least every weekend, like Saturday or Sunday or something like this. And honestly, this was the longest I saw in terms of a streak, being like around 100, I've seen around 100 episodes. Hadn't watched past the 100 episode point, but in all fairness, I wish I could find a way, I need to find a way to get back into watching this series, because this is so awesome. Plus, honestly, in all fairness, the fact that it focuses on a character as interesting as Gon, who starts off as a guy who starts off wanting to be like his father and become a great hunter, as well as meeting up with other like-minded individuals that share his dream, being Killua, a street smart assassin who wants to be a hunter. Kurapika, who is one of the more interesting characters, and Leorio, who is basically just a younger version of the Medali gym leader, Larry. And now that I'm saying that, I'm just imagining what would happen if Leorio was around the same age as Larry. Please no one make that. I do not want to see that at all. But that being said, you gotta admit this. Even with that, all the other characters are kind of interesting, and honestly, they make the show so, like, they make the show so, and the world feels so alive. So, yeah, hats off to the creator of Hunter x Hunter for making such an amazing world and an amazing anime. So, yeah. Moving on next at number 4, we have Inuyasha. Yup. Another isekai anime. But honestly, this one was, I guess I'd say, a long time coming. Except I never saw Inuyasha back in the 90s or early 2000s when everyone else did, so I guess I'd say it was a little late on the uptick. I mean, in fact, when it comes down to it, it's mostly thanks to Mr. Top 10 List and not X-Force. It's mostly thanks to Mr. Top 10 List and Excellion that I basically decided to take a look at it myself, and as soon as I saw it, I enjoyed every minute of it. Especially since it shows what happened. It basically shows, and since it's about Kagome ending up in another world, in the world of feudal Japan, from a well on her family's property, after just chasing after her cat, which, by the way, that cat is a gremlin, as well as meeting a titular Inuyasha, who thinks it's Kikyo, who thinks that she's Kikyo, and as well as the entire journey to find the shards of the Shikon jewel, as well as theirs and many of their traveling companions is like exposure to both their world and the human world are kind of interesting to see. And again, I have not seen a lot of these episodes. In fact, when it comes down to it, most of the episodes I saw were on Netflix, so yeah. Case in point, there are a lot of Netflix episodes. There are a lot of anime that I have not seen all of, but yeah. It really does say a lot that I remember a lot of them and I enjoy them because of the episodes I've seen. So yeah. Moving on next at number 3, we have JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stardust Crusaders. And yes, you heard right. A JoJo season was eventually going to rear its head sooner or later. And honestly, the fact that I started watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure from Phantom Blood twice, because, again, one time, my mom ended up cutting off the cable after a while, so I wasn't able to see all of Phantom Blood. So when cable came back on, I was able to watch it from Phantom Blood to Battle Tendency and all up to the recent one on Netflix, which I gotta watch from the beginning. Yeah, this is a recurring thing. However, that being said, I was going to choose Golden Wind since growing up in middle school, I decided to take Italian class. And basically, I would have essentially considered Golden Wind for the basically a little more of a refresher on the Italian language. You can see where that went. It didn't work as I expect. But even with that, Stardust Crusaders basically was still right there and busted ahead with a meme-filled fist. And honestly, I can't not ignore the memes. And honestly, and heck, and plus, the fact that Stardust Crusaders was the start of the Stand arc, it was the start of the stands being introduced, really says a lot. Plus, I have to say it, Jotaro Kujo is a badass. No joke. He is not a guy you want to mess with. And we've seen it several times throughout the series. And future series too, but mostly throughout Stardust Crusaders. I think it could be because he's voiced by Matt Mercer, who is a perfect voice actor for Jotaro. What can I say? What can I say? Any Matt Mercer character equals just a complete another badass. Moving on next at number 2, we have The Rising of the Shield Hero. Oh boy. Again, recent anime, took me a while, and if it wasn't for Anime America, I would not have been introduced to this anime. I mean, first off, the fact that this is talking about the main character, Naofumi Iwatani, the fact that he showed up in a world where he was basically mistreated due to being the shield hero, as well as all sorts of ups and downs of basically being a hero of I guess I'd say a society that seems like it doesn't want you, really does say a lot. And honestly, I see myself watching this and enjoying it because it's one of those that, honestly, I just always end up seeing these episodes. I mean, and granted, I watched all of these episodes on the internet, so yeah, it's basically enough that I was able to see how well this anime went. And honestly, I was not disappointed. Plus, Raftalia's best girl. You gotta admit, just Raftalia's best girl. And finally, moving on at number 1, we have Pokemon. In all fairness, you kinda knew this was coming. Pokemon and Fire Emblem are my autistic special interests. Hence why Fire Emblem's OVA anime was number 10, and of course it ended up with this being number 1. But can you even blame me? It's been over around 30 years. And honestly, Pokemon still delivers. Whether it's the games, the manga, fanfiction, anime, what have you. It delivers no matter what. And honestly, while I did start watching the anime from with actual VHS tapes when I was a kid, I followed Ash's journey to become a Pokemon master from Kanto to the Orange Islands to Johto, Hoenn, Sinnoh, Unova, which is my favorite anime, which is my favorite seasons of the anime, all the way up to Alola and his eventual league win, as well as Journeys as well as his final season in Journeys, where he took his final victory lap as the protagonist, and heck, even Horizons with the newer protagonists in Liko, Roy, and Dot have delivered an amazing quality that, when it comes down to it, I'm glad I've watched them all these years, because honestly, I don't think there's any better anime I would have seen in all my life. So, with that being said, Pokemon is number 1. Well, I guess there's one thing to say here to end this off. Like, comment, hype this one up if you want, and subscribe. See you next time, everyone.